Hello people of YouTube,
game is the
and
German
today
for now.
I am doing,
Perhaps he wishes me
as
to
the
dwell
video
ever
title
further upon the
says,
inevitable.
the review for Black Ops 4,
Where are you
and I know
leading us
this is,
now, Richtofen?
I didn't release it, it took a while
That
to
was
release the
very
video
close.
just because I wanted to make sure I got everything correct, and I know I'm not going to get 100% spot on. People have their own opinions, or maybe I love something, but I'm going to be ranking. There's gonna be one overall, and then ratings for the different parts. As for like multiplayer, blackout, and zombies,
Maybe Dr. Richtofen can
and also
reattach
the wannabe
Richtofen
campaigns,
leads
because
us
I know
nowhere.
some people are gonna
He
be
brought us
mentioning
to
it.
hell on the word of that book. And now where is he, huh? Where am I?
So multiplayer.
Later I will hate him.
Multiplayer is
Hell
the one
waiting
thing
outside.
I don't know too much about. Just or not like every little bit, just because I don't play a lot of multiplayer. I've been grinding mostly zombies. But for multiplayer, from what I heard, like people like it.
Kill
People
the
think it's the
hell
best
wolf.
multiplayer because they increase
Oh,
the
never
time
mind.
to
He
kill.
just wants helping snacks.
They increase the time to kill, so it actually, so some of what people are saying, it actually feels like it takes skill, not whoever pulled the trigger
Furry
first.
comrade is hungry.
That was
for
one thing I
help.
didn't like about multiplayer back in the day, was that whoever pulled the trigger first basically won, majority of the time won that gunfight. And I hated that. I mostly experienced it in Infinite Warfare. I hated the fact how most guns you can just pull the trigger first and you would still
Who's your
win the
boy,
gunfight.
Wolfhead? Do they not feed you in hell?
And the healing mechanism in Black Ops 4 is the first Call of Duty to implement the feature where you have to basically heal yourself instead of like, as everybody knows before, if you got hurt, all you needed to do was just hide behind cover and just wait there a bit and then wait for it to recharge. Well, not recharge, but regen your health.
Wolf is gone.
And
I suppose he was
now
not hungry anymore.
you have to
Who
press
would be
left
after
bumper
eating whole corpses?
to, you know, to heal.
Touch, I chop. Look on
And
bright side,
personally,
Nikolai.
I like it. A lot
If
of people like
monster
it.
and
People say
cell
that
block kills
it has
you,
more
then
skill
there is no
now.
need to kill yourself
But
for Richtofen's
I don't know.
twisted
I don't know
plan.
about like that, but I mean, kind
Bright
of
side
is.
is
It's much
very
more skillful now.
Depressing.
And some people are still using the old mechanism of healing that a lot of people don't even forget to heal because they're so used to it.
I take your arm. Does that upset you?
I personally like it. I love the healing thing. Makes it more realistic. I know Call of Duty not really meant for the realistic or the realism,
Damn!
but I personally like
It's
it.
classic version.
And
I found it.
the specialists,
you know,
I would say that like they're okay, I guess. Personally, like they're whatever's to me. I don't really mind if they took them out.
Now we can
They
go
give
about
next
getting
update is
ourselves
over,
killed
moving all the specialist
some
weapons.
elaborate fashion.
I personally would not. I can care less. Some other people would love them. Some other people hate them. From what I feel, that they nerfed the ruin from Black Ops 3, where Black Ops 3 you would just pop it and everybody would be dead. Now I feel that it's not as powerful as before,
Who wants piece of Nikolai?
and I could be wrong about that, but it's definitely not the best specialist anymore.
Richtofen's weapons are better than his plans.
And what I've been hearing, that the best specialist is the fire break with its where you would like I don't know, you would activate something.
Our cut, hell pigs everywhere.
You would give like some kind of heat wave. I don't know what it's called, but for people who play multiplayer, they know you pull that thing, crouches, and like, I think it heals them, or like it hurts them
What does internal
while
bleeding
giving
feel like?
out damage, and like supposedly it hurts like through the walls. other special, I don't know, but like from what I heard, like I know some, like there's the little shock drone from that I think Ajax throws out. So it's, from what I heard, it's really good or overpowered. But I usually, whenever I play multiplayer, I play heist, and in heist, unless you have another teammate with you, you're most likely gonna die, since the drone's gonna shock you and then the guy's gonna be shortly behind, and then you're dead. But if you have a buddy, then you can definitely destroy it. And some people be like, oh, I can destroy before. Yeah, you can. If you quick on it, then you can destroy it before it even shocks you, or you can destroy it while it's shocking you. But sometimes you won't be able to.
No matter how many times I see
Recon,
Wolfie, every time it's
by
just
far
as
one of the best
satisfying.
supports. If you play, I forgot, I think it was Recon 2 in BO3, that's what it's called, where you can just see everybody on the enemy team through the walls.
I wonder if they are just as ugly.
The sensor
coming
dart
out
is
other
also,
side.
it's also really good for the Recon. I mean, overall, the multiplayer is really good. Like, in my opinion, it's just slightly better than BO2, just because in BO2 I
Looks like
kind of
lunchtime
do
is over.
enjoy
I imagine
the
he will
node
want dinner
specialist.
soon. This feels like something I should not be touching,
But
let alone keeping in pocket. Pockets are for bullets, not
But
ghost
in the
hunters.
multiplayer, I would give it
You
like
think I am scared of
7,
puppies,
8 out of
Morgan?
10. Really good. Obviously not perfect. There's some issues. Like, in my opinion, the fire break can be nerfed a little bit. The little drone they could make it easier for it to get destroyed, so it's not as, it may not be as like good in normal multiplayer, but in heist, if you're by yourself, you're pretty much guaranteed a kill. So in my opinion, they can nerf the
Door used to
little
lock
drone.
men inside. Now maybe it'll keep hellpigs out. Or
But
at least stop them from
overall,
tearing Nikolai.
7, 8 out of 10.
We will
Could
see.
be an 8 out of 10, but like, personally, I don't like the special. I did say earlier that they're whatever's for me, but like personally, even though I don't mind them in the game, and I don't mind if they remove them, but like if they told me would you want them in the game or out, and I had to give an answer, but take them out or keep them in, I would say take them out. So if there's no specialists, I would give it an 8 out of 10. But since there's specialists, and I prefer not to have those, and also the little drones, then it drops it down to a 7. Some people would say, "Oh, get a 7.5," but I don't give it that freaking washy wash or whatever. The kind of half or 7.8 like I was like, none of that shit. That's the game. It's funny how the most popular game modes are control, domination, and heist. And I think I'm hard playing, but I could be wrong.
Stay on this time. I do not want to wander island looking for another switch. 4 days. Skip over and over again.
That's my rating for multiplayer. Now to Blackout. And personally, Blackout is honestly not as bad. It's honestly extremely good. Most people play Black Ops just for
Probably
the
still
Blackout,
watching, but not
only
chasing us
for-
with club.
or
That
either
is
just for the
improved.
Blackout, or they mostly play Blackout. Since honestly, it's a really good game mode. Like, I personally like it better than Fortnite just because of the bloom. It uses hit detection instead of bloom compared to Fortnite, but now that I think about it, it's not a fair comparison just because that's kind of a cartoony game. But if I were to compare it to a game, I would say PUBG, and honestly, I prefer this ahead of PUBG by far. 'Cause I like PUBG, I just didn't like how it played out.
I didn't get you anything. Now I am embarrassed.
And now there's Blackout, which is
Take out
phenomenal.
candles and put
Love
bodies
it.
in cryopods, and this
Far
is
from
the
perfect,
Republic
obviously,
flag.
but still really good. And the way you find stuff, like in my opinion, I mean, I could be wrong about this. Maybe it's just maybe a setting I have,
My feet are sharper.
but whenever I play Blackout, I have to hold X to pick up all my items instead of tapping X. So it takes a while. Now I'm used to it now, but like I prefer just to like quickly spam X and on everything instead of just holding X. And the weapons, I mean, the weapons are pretty good. In my opinion, the snipers are not as good as they should be, and the rockets are mediocre. But I
No
mean,
matter how many times I see
it could be
Wolf
better.
eat, every time he's
In my
just
opinion, I would use a slide boost, slide buff, and now
Again,
let's
ammo is
see,
low.
the way you find meds is fine too.
Боже мой, Wolfhead.
Attachments, I mean, the menu system is pretty smooth, but to me, I don't like how when you can drop weapons with attachments. I wish like you can make it work if you hold X long enough. When you trade a weapon, it will either drop all the attachments to the floor or fill up your inventory. But like,
If you tap on
you don't put
my
them in your
shoulder,
inventory,
get
then
my
if you have
attention.
too many attachments, then you'll drop them on the floor. I wish it did that because there'd be times where I find a better weapon.
Da,
But
there's enough dinner, no dessert. Time
I end
for
up
Wolf to
dying
bring
just
Nikolai
because
something.
I had to go on my inventory to detach everything. And then I had to look back then to pick up the weapon. Which it was super annoying. I hate doing that. But,
Yet.
hey, what am I gonna
Damn you for bringing us to this place, Sharp.
do? Blackout,
Wait, Ned!
really fun. The vehicles are really
What?
good. You have 3 vehicles: a chopper,
I am not
a
dead!
truck, and a
Give to
a
Nikolai.
quad.
What do I do with little
Quad
hatchet?
vehicle, and the quad vehicle has no protection whatsoever for the player, but it is the fastest land vehicle. The truck offers the most protection, but it's still fast, but it's the slowest, obviously. And the chopper, I haven't used it too much, but when I have, it's really fast, pretty good. You can hold your whole team in there. But it might be a little bit hard to aim for most people. Some people might be able to like land their shots easily, but personally I cannot do that. And also the truck and the chopper of course can hold 4 people, except for the quad bike. Quad bike can only hold 2, a driver and one other player person. So if you're playing squads, then if you're playing 3, that means you need, yeah. If you're playing squads, then you need another quad bike. But with the truck and chopper, you can carry a whole team in there, so that's nice. And also on the truck, you can get care packages. So if like a care package is landing, you can stop your truck underneath, and if you aimed it correctly, then you can land it inside your truck. So the driver can move, and then the rest can like loot it. And the supply drops are good. I've only come across like 2 of them just because they're so hard to find because they drop randomly on the map. And I mean, obviously it won't drop in the storm, but you know what I mean. They'll drop anywhere randomly on the map in the circle. There's a lot of campers, obviously, in Blackout, but I guess you could say the same thing about like Fortnite and PUBG. But like in Blackout, I kind of expect campers because it's a Call of Duty game.
Double points.
And what are you gonna do about campers? There's always gonna be campers no matter what battle royale it is. And
No need to push, comrades. Everyone go get turned.
that's about it for the Blackout review. In my opinion, I would give Blackout
hit him again.
This is a tough one. Probably a 7. Has to be a 7. It's extremely good. It's extremely good and everything. Very little things that's wrong with it, but it is. It has its flaws, like the armor system. I mean, I wish they made it where you, like, if your armor would break, or if you kill someone else with armor based, or if you can take like a little bit of armor and to rebuild your armor.
Do I have to peek through Ghost window and shield?
Because like when your level 3 armor is broken, your level 1 armor is obviously better, but you won't be able to take as much shots. So I wish you were able to take off like a piece of armor from everybody, like at least like I don't know, like 5%. So if you kill someone with armor, depending on what kind of armor, so if you kill someone with level 1, it will give you less than if you less of a piece of armor, or less addition to your armor than like if you would kill someone with level 3 armor and get a level 3 piece of armor. So I would give it a 7. Now for the zombies, which is, as you saw earlier in the footage, I've put a lot of time into zombies. And I know if you were curious, in Black I'm level 2, about to be level 3, and in multiplayer I'm, if I remember correctly, like 17 I think. And zombies, as you saw, was Prestige 3.
Such wealth is not possession of one man. It belongs to the people.
And it's a personally, it's a lot more difficult than Black Ops 3 and previously, for obvious reasons. They removed Juggernaut, they removed Speed Cola, and they removed Double Tap. And the reason they gave it, or not they gave it, but the reason they removed those 3 perks is because they did a survey to see what people use more often for the perks, and the first 3 perks were always Juggernaut, Speed, and Double Tap, and the 4th one would sometimes be Electric Cherry, Quick Revive. It would vary. And they said that's not what they wanted. They wanted to always be like a selection, or not a selection, but like basically freedom. And in my opinion, when you think about it, we didn't really have a lot of freedoms because Juggernaut was a must. Speed Cola was Juggernaut was a must, so you can take, I think, like an extra hit, 2 extra hits, or I forgot. Speed Cola, you needed Speed Cola to reload extremely fast, and Double Tap, you didn't need it, but it was a lot more useful since you know, if you use I guess like guns with bullets, so no, like laser or whatever, or like ray gun or whatever, then it would make that 1 bullet into 2 bullets. So it was useful. So basically, if you had 30 in the clip, you actually had 60. you have to admit, we always ran those 3 perks. Maybe not double tap, maybe not every single person, but every single person would definitely run Juggernaut. Everybody would definitely run Speed Mode. It was extremely useful. Why wouldn't you run it? So it only makes sense to always run Juggernaut, Speed Mode, double tap. Majority of people ran it, but not at every single one. And the 4th one, like I said, was always random. So now they removed them, and they also implemented a feature where you get to choose 4 perks. The one thing I don't like about this system is that you have to unlock the perks. But I mean, I guess you gotta do this so you can add some kind of progression. And you can basically kind of like set it up in a way so you always knew where your perks were gonna be. It's like on Blooded and Dead, the brew is always the first perk you're gonna come across, since when you open the door to the first part of the power, the brew machine is always gonna be there. So for me, I have Electric Cherry, or whatever they call it now, so I know Electric Cherry will always be there. The cola in Blood and Dead is always by the gondola, so I always have the cola. So whenever I have this cola, I know it will be there. For my soda, the soda perk machine is in the nursery, so I know, okay, if I check the nursery, it's always gonna be there.
Oi, that was my tomahawk! Give back to Nikolai! I guess no one taught Demon Wolf to fetch.
Is always going to be in the warden's office, so I know. Oh, so for me, I always have stamina up as my tonic, so I know, okay, stamina up is always going to be in the warden's office. So it would vary between people depending on what you have. And also, if you tonic, it also gets a modifier, so like an extra addition to its, like, what it does. So like, for example, stamina up, you get a run, like you get your full sprint, but you don't get access to the full sprint.
But mad hunger
If you were
would
to
drive
say
men to stack
you run
tables
your
and
full
benches
sprint,
this way.
you can run your fastest, but eventually you'll go back to the normal sprint, like if you didn't have stamina up after you run for so long. But if you have it as your tonic and you have your modifier active,
I take
then
it's mine now.
you will have access to your full sprint all the time. Some people like to have Speed Cola as their tonic, since what it does is that when you revive an ally, instead of giving them half of their health, so instead of giving them I think it's 100 health or 150, it'll give them their full health back. And also every time you regen health, actually I think that's without the modifier, but the modifier, you also get a speed boost. You get one. I think normally you'll get a speed boost regardless, but if you have as your tonic and have the modifier, I think when you rest somebody, then you get the tonic. I mean, you also get a speed boost. You and your ally will get a speed boost.
They even put dogs in hell prison?
Like, in my opinion, the best perks
not okay.
are the stamina, quick revive, electric cherry, and then I guess Bandolier Bandit, which increases how much ammo you can hold. I'm not sure if it makes it how much ammo you can carry in your clip. But
I teach you who is master.
But it increases how much ammo you can hold. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not in the clip. I'm pretty sure it's just like in reserve.
Full charge on shield key.
And personally, that would be my go-to. But I mean, the cola will vary. And you get access to 3 maps. And if you have the Black Ops Pass, you get access to a 4th map, which is classified, which is just 5, but remade. So they just added a few more. It's you know, it's okay, not as hard as before because the scientist is not returned, but it's still a good map overall.
Show me some respect! Is my lightning helping?
The maps you get access to, Guardian, Blood of the Dead, which is the Marvel's Dead remake, 9 or IX, and Void to Despair. And personally, my favorite map is Blood of the Dead. But if I would rank the maps on easy to hardest, I would go with 9 for easiest, Classified, Blood of the Dead, and Void of Despair. Void of Despair, honestly, the hardest map in the whole game, just because it's so tight, but it does take place on the Titanic, and it's really cool, like on the having this happen in the Titanic, but it is super tight.
Ready for blast!
9 takes place in like a medieval Colosseum, and it's extremely easy just because it's extremely open. You have so many places to run. And Blood of the Dead is, if you play Mountain Dead, then you will know, but in case you don't know, it takes place on Alcatraz Island. And if you've been to Alcatraz Island, you know that it has a tight spot, but it also has an open area. Classified takes place in 5s, and if you don't know what 5 is, then it takes place in the Pentagon. And the Gobblegums don't return exactly, but they kind of do. They return as elixirs, as drinks now. And you have your classics, your commons, rares, commons, rares, and ultra rares. And I think legendaries. And there's some classic that I like that made into the classics. So, for example, one of the classics that got made into a classic was Burnt-Out. Aftertaste got made into a classic, but it's not as OP as before, where you would be invincible for 3 rounds if you were playing solo. And Pop Shots also. There's some other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. And now you have you can change. You have more variety now. You can change what grenade you started with. You can change what certain weapon you can start off with. And you can also change your specialist weapon. So there's the Ragnaroks, which everyone knows about if you play DL3. Takio's Katana. Dempsey's minigun, and I guess Nikolai's flamethrower. And personally, to me, the best is Ragnaroks, but I heard that if you use Takio's Katana, your teammates get basically speed cola for as long as Takio's Katana is is like out for. And that's person. Zombie Shield makes a return. A lot more weapons. A lot more weapons are good now. So mostly, I guess, wall weapons are kind of better. So that's kind of good. Blood of Dead, the Bone Again makes a return. The same for forms, Bone Again, the Sweeper, Acid Gat, and Chocolate Withering. Alongside the Magma Gat, which is just the Acid Gat, but you use magma. You shoot it on the floor, and you'll set that spot on fire, setting all the zombies on fire behind it. And then the upgraded version, which I'm not even gonna pronounce the name because that thing's too complicated, too hard. The point system is better now. The health used to be 150, but then they buffed it up with 200 because people say it's too hard. But even with 200, I mean, it's slightly easier now. That you can take 4 hits before you go down, but still really hard. Like maybe 250 at most, because 300 I know would be way too much. But 250 maybe would be a lot more easier. But hey, whatever. The OP gobble gums as like Perkaholic and stuff don't return just because they said the reason they purposely made OP gobble gums so new people can enjoy, but yet you have to earn the gobble gums. So like I didn't really get that.
Shield key charged.
But whatever. And in case you guys were wondering why I don't kill these zombies, why I keep going to spiritual modes, because I'm trying to do that was a gamer. You guys hadn't realized. And if I were to give zombies a review, I'd give it an 8 to 9 out of 10. Like, it's so nice, but of course it's not meant for everyone, for obvious reasons. But if I were to give, like I said, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Not a 9 just because I don't like the perk system. The attachments also are pretty good. They all have a purpose, have a good purpose. And the suppressor. So now if you have a suppressor, it makes it where you get drops easier or faster. It increases a tiny bit. But zombie, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The mission specialist, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm just giving it a straight 1 out of 10. And some people give it a 0, but I give it a 1 just because at least it's there. But it's practically not be there. It's bad. It feels tapped on. And then the overall game, I give it a 7 out of 10. And would I recommend you getting it? Absolutely. I absolutely recommend you getting it. Some people say that it doesn't deserve the $60 price tag. Some people say it deserves like a $50, $40. Like, I've been hearing mostly it deserves a $40 price tag because they removed the campaign. But to me, I feel like this game deserves a $50 or $45. Like 60, like yeah, the multiplayer, like all the modes are polished and good, but it just doesn't feel like a $60 game. But overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, recommended, absolutely. I recommend you guys try. Like I don't really say okay, this right now as soon as possible. But like get it when you can. I highly recommend you getting it. It's such a fun game. But overall, good game. Recommend you getting it when you can. And that's about it. If I left anything out, you can leave it down in the comments. Like if you liked the video, dislike if you disliked it, and keep on glitching in those video games.